is Kritika Kamra, who is going from strength to strength, from a gangster to a cop, transitioning with each series. Congratulations for your latest series, Gyaarah Gyaarah, Kritika.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes, it's going good. We're getting good reactions.
How tough it is to move from one zone to another. Of course, Mumbai Meri Jaan was some time ago. But
yes.
From playing a gangster to a cop, a self-righteous one at that.
Yes. Given the right amount of time to prep and with the right team, it's not so difficult. I think it really depends on the setup that you're in, and with the people here, with Karan Johar and Guneet Monga as producers, with Umesh Bisht as the director. This is a conducive environment for an actor to really immerse in a new role and prepare for it and do something that they haven't done before. So I think that's the most important part. So whenever I choose these challenging roles, I also choose to do them with people who appreciate the process of an actor and who provide us with the environment and everything that we need in order to transform.
But how do you choose your roles really? What matters the most? Is it the production house? Is it the director? Is it your co-actors? Is it your part?
In an ideal case, it's a bit of everything. That's like if something ticks more than 2-3 boxes, that's a very good place to be in. But I think the top priorities for me would be the director, because it's ultimately the director's medium. So, your part is to just bring his vision to life, but it's actually the director's story. So from pre-production to shooting to editing, everything is supervised by that one person. It's that one person's vision. So that's very important. It's important for me to work with directors who have a unique voice, who have that vision, whose work has inspired me in the past, that makes me feel like I'm in safe hands. And the second thing is that I don't want to repeat myself. I want to consistently, at least that's my effort. I want to try and choose things that challenge me, that don't let me, just walk through the process or do something that's comfortable to me already, something that requires me to learn a new skill or transform physically or acquire a dialect or, do some sort of prep, something that's more immersive. Because the making of a series is a long period. It takes very long, for it to actualize. And I want that journey to be fun. I want that journey to be creatively fulfilling. And so I want things that are new, experiences that are new.
Yeah. Please go ahead. Yeah.
That's it. Yes, that's all I wanted.
But production house as big as Karan Johar, Guneet Monga, they matter, I'm sure.
The production house, the producers like that, that whatever the vision, whatever you're reading on the script is going to be told in the way that it's intended to be. That with big producers. But I'm not. That's not something. It's not like I don't work with newer people or I don't work with newer producers. That's not the case. It's just that. Yes, with producers who are known to champion storytellers, that they are going to have a great relationship with your director and going to really cushion that person and provide that person with everything they need to tell this story as honestly, as truthfully as possible. And that's reassuring. I mean, then that you don't have to worry about how and when this show will come out, how will it be released, how will it be marketed. All these things will be taken care of. And that takes that pressure off of you, and you can just focus on doing your job and getting out of there.
Are you a fan of time travel shows?
The concept is really intriguing, I think, to all of us. I mean, that's the nature of fantasy because it's not possible in real life. You tend to wonder. It sparks some existential questions and interesting living room conversations as well. So it's an exciting genre for sure.
And Gyaarah Gyaarah, when you see that time on your watch, on your mobile phone, do you make a wish? And if yes, what would that be?
I honestly don't believe in that so much. I'm not a believer of astrology or any kind of such cosmic phenomenon. I mean, cosmic, yes, but like any kind of this sort of a manifestation phenomenon. I'm not. I personally do no such thing and have no rituals. I'm fairly agnostic. But I know that it's a big thing. I know that people do it. And currently, 11/11 or not, my only wish is that people watch Gyaarah Gyaarah and, give us the reactions that they have, or the criticism or the appreciation, whatever they have for it through social media.
Yeah, and that brings me to it is open to mixed kind of reviews. Some reviews have been very good, and some have been average. Some very few a bit brutal as well. So how do you respond to criticism?
That's with everything today, because of the internet, you have so many people, diverse opinions, and everybody has a platform to voice that opinion. I think it's beautiful for that kind of an environment to be in for any creative person, because you need that. You need appreciation as well as criticism, and I take both well. I think this one has got like the average rating, if you say, is good, but there's obviously going to be somebody who didn't like something. And what's peculiar about this particular one is that some reactions are quite so it's like, if somebody has really loved one particular aspect of the show, in another review somebody has not liked that very part. So, but then art is subjective, and film criticism is also subjective. So I understand that you can't please everybody at all times.
And tell me, Kritika, you were born in UP, you grew up in MP, and you have a Punjabi connect. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, I've actually had an interesting childhood. I was born in Bareilly, UP, and then I've spent most of my childhood in Madhya Pradesh, in a really small town in MP. My parents still live there. So my hometown is in Madhya Pradesh. We are Punjabis. My grandparents came from across the border during the partition. So we are...
Which place? Which place in Pakistan?
Different Lahore, Banwal, Multan, so Papa side, Mama side, from different places. They came and settled in different parts of the country. So I have family in UP also, in Delhi also, in different parts, in Uttarakhand also, actually. So I have so I've lived I've had the chance to experience life in these different states, and I'm privy to the language and the culture of these different places, which comes handy in my career now, because you have stories from the heartland, and you have stories with characters who belong to different states of the country, and I'm familiar with life in a small town in India, and that makes me relate with these characters.
So, but how much of a Punjabi are you?
I'm a jali Punjabi. I can't speak too well. I understand, but I'm not very fluent in Punjabi. Everything else is very Punjabi in my household. We eat rajma a couple of times a week. My weekend breakfast is parathe, and my grandparents, of course, spoke in Punjabi. They could read, write. They could also read, write Urdu and Hindi and everything. Just like most people in Punjab. So it was a very sort of a good mix. Introduced me to some interesting literature and some music also that's regional. But now everybody's more cosmopolitan. The newer generation is more like me. We are all jolly.
But so whom have you read in Punjabi?
Pash, of course, Gulzar, Mantu also, if that counts,
Yes,
so
of course.
a lot of
Urdu, but yes, counts. Yeah.
Yes. Amrita Pritam, of course. Sahil Ludhianvi. So this is, in fact, I think Amrita Pritam's, some of her work is just such beautiful Punjabi. I wish I could do something like that on screen. It would be like a dream come true.
So that's your Gyaarah Gyaarah wish.
You know what? Right now it is. Thank you for asking me this question. I did not even think about it. It's just something I'm thinking of right now. And yes, that would be a wish, and what I'd give for that wish to come true.
And Punjabi music, of course, the whole of India is listening to Punjabi music,
Yes.
whether it's Toba,
my nephew,
or
my
whatever.
niece, Oh yeah. My niece, my nephew who live here in Bombay but are like obsessed with AP Dillon, and I'm a huge Diljit Dosanjh fan.
We all
Big
are.
fan of his
Yeah.
music, of his acting. Absolutely loved him in Chamkila. I'm just a huge Diljit fan.
And I mean, like, tell me, in this industry, of course, acting is very important, but how important are good looks? How handy do they come in?
Listen, let's be honest. I think it's not just in this industry; it's in the society. I think if you're conventionally good looking, uh, you sort of have that. It is a privilege. I won't deny that. I think in everything, whether it's your everything, whether it's your dating life or it's social media likes or in acting, of course, because we are supposed to look a certain way, and because our cinema is so much about the song and dance and the presentation of things and the aesthetic of things. So it is something that uh, we put a lot of importance on. Sometimes I feel like a little undue importance. Uh,
And,
we give some undue importance to it. Yeah.
and you've been in the spotlight for quite some time. Uh, First on television and now on OTT. Is there a flip side
A flip side too.
to being in the spotlight all the time?
There are only perks, if I'm being honest. I'd be lying. I'd be lying if I said that, oh my God, it's so difficult. I hate this life. I don't. There are actually
Yeah.
only perks of being famous, and anybody who's saying otherwise is lying. It's all, this part of it is good. I mean, it doesn't drive me. Fame has never, it's like more of a byproduct of what I do. And I think my choices kind of reflect that. Uh, that's not the main drive for me, but who doesn't enjoy it? Everybody likes it. If somebody comes up to me on the road and tells me that they love me or they follow my work, it means the world to me. It's a very good feeling. And sometimes people write beautiful notes. Random strangers are kind to you. You get to skip a queue or two. These are all good things.
But on television, you were really known as Dr. Nidhi. On OTT, is there a screen name you would like to be really known as?
I wish for all my paths to become like that, but I know that not each one can. Some work more than the others. Of late in my career, I think my last part, which was Habiba, became somewhat like that. There are still people writing Habiba and Habiba Apa in my comments. And currently, Vamika, my character in Gyaarah Gyaarah, is also getting that kind of love. See, one hopes for every character to be special and to be memorable, but that's not something I can only focus on. I mean, it's not in my hands. It's just like I hope for it. If it happens, good. If it doesn't, it's fine.
So when do we get to see more of Habiba? When is the next season coming up?
I don't know, frankly. I don't know, but I hope sometime soon, because I can't wait to don that avatar again. It was a lot of fun.
Okay. So the shooting hasn't started?
No, not yet. No.
And your co-actors keep getting better and better. I mean, like, you have Vijay Verma and Matka King, you have Pratik Gandhi, in your eyes only. How does it? How much do co-actors matter?
Oh, a lot. I think I've only learned everything on the job, and I've learned it from people around me. And acting is give and take. Acting is reacting. It doesn't happen in isolation. You can prepare for something alone, think about something, have an opinion on something, but it's only when you go on set and do something with your co-actor is when sometimes, very rarely, magic happens. Or otherwise, you make a scene, like it becomes a scene, almost like reality, like simulated sort of reality. So in that, I think good co-actors bring out the best in you. And I've been very fortunate. I got to work with KK Menon and Avinash Tiwari recently. Even before, I got to work with Nasiruddin Shah. I got to work with Rajkumar Rao, Pankaj Kapoor in Bheed. These are actors who are known for their acting chops. And similarly for Vijay Verma, I mean, I love his work. He's done some incredible work on streaming of late. And Pratik Gandhi, who doesn't know him? I mean, I've known him since pre-scam. And today, the kind of work that he's doing and the range that he has as an actor is brilliant. So I think I'm really fortunate to get the chance to work with these actors and, play off of their energies. It's only going to make me better.
And what is your take on television, today? You are a product of television in a way. You found your initial fame there.
Yes.
So do you watch television today, or I mean, like a lot of people tend to negate its relevance in today's day?
It's relevant for sure. I won't negate the relevance because I understand the power of that medium. We tend to forget in our little bubble, we tend to forget that majority of this country cannot afford film tickets or streaming subscriptions. They are all watching television. And, I mean, the reach, the fact that TV goes into the interiors of, and like we were talking about, I mean, I am from this small place in Madhya Pradesh. Everybody watches TV over there. And in fact, they keep asking my parents, they're like, "Aapki beti ab kaam nahi karti kya?" Because I don't come on TV. And because they don't, they still don't watch OTT. So I am aware of the power of that medium, the reach of that medium. Why I am not it is because I creatively want to be elsewhere. But I will never negate the power of that medium. I don't know what's happening on it right now. But I know that I reached a point where I felt saturated. I felt like I wanted to do something more interesting, more edgy, something that that I identify with, I like to watch. And that stuff was not happening on television. So that's not to say that it's bad, or, I mean, I know it's relevant. That's why it's working. That's why so many millions of people are watching it.
So what kind of a television show would make you say yes to it?
At this point, I don't think that kind of stuff is happening. I think the kind of shows that I have done, in fact, Kuch To Log Kahenge was one of those shows. It was brave for its time. Dr. Nidhi became a part because it was a well-written, well-rounded character. And it was a story that was brave. It was between a guy much older, between a guy and a girl, and the age difference was quite a lot. It wasn't something that was being done on television back then. So it was kind of clutter breaking in that sense. And I've tried to make those choices. When I was on television, I also did Reporters, which was another show that was progressive. So I tried to do these parts, but I don't know if they're happening right now. I'm not too sure.
But on OTT, which show you think made you? You've been a part of several, Hush Hush, Tandav also.
Yes. No, I think my OTT journey has been a slow and steady kind of journey, where I think what I'm getting now is a cumulative result of all my choices. And that's why I was very conscious of each choice as well. I don't think I've got that overnight fame with anything on OTT. That happened to me on television with Kitni Mohabbat Hai, back in the day. And then, of course, everything else sort of like built it up. But on OTT, I had to start from scratch, and I chose to do things that were unconventional. So I knew that they are not things that, I mean, again, you hope for everything to be successful and you hope for everything to be a breakout, but that doesn't happen. That happens once in a while, but you can't keep waiting for it. I can't place my bets thinking that this is the one that's going to make me. So I'm consistently trying to make good choices, hoping that eventually I will have a filmography that is credible, that is something I'm proud of, and that people can see a bit of range in.
But as an actor, you think this is your best phase, or best is yet to come?
The best is yet to come. I hope so. If I thought this was the best, I would get complacent and I would be like, "Ha, ho gaya ab to, okay, bye, I'm going." But no, I think my best is yet to come.
But in near future, you're placing your bets on?
I'm always placing, I'm a very all in or nothing kind of a person. So I'm always all in on everything, which is why I don't do much. Like if you see, I don't have many releases in a year because I'm trying to make those qualitative choices. But it's hard to predict that. And I don't want to predict that. I somewhere want to detach from the reception of it. For me, the experience has to be good. The people have to be good. I have to have a good time. And, and eventually when all of it has to pay off, it'll pay off.
So, Gyaarah Gyaarah or not, apart from that Amrita Preetham bid, anything else on your wish list?
That just happened today. And I really hope that happens, this Amrita Preetham thing.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I think I've been doing, I've done some intense roles in the past now, like with the gangster and the cop, and I don't mind doing like an intelligent comedy, or even something or even a musical, something in the world of Sanjay Leela Bansali, something that requires me to get into opulent costumes and learn a dance form or something like that would also be interesting. Those are things I haven't explored yet.
And apart from these two series, anything else in the offing?
No, some talks and all, but these are two things that I'm currently shooting for, and I'm sure will come out sometime next year.
Right. So wishing you all the best and wishing that all your Gyaarah Gyaarah wishes come true. Thank you so much for your time. A pleasure talking to you like always. Thank you.
It was lovely talking to you too. Thank you.